The next feature we're going to talk about is observations. Observations can be added by clicking the observations link. This is also the place where you can search for observations that have already been submitted. So first, I'll walk you through the process of adding a new observation. We do this by clicking the Add Observation button. And your school will pre-populate with a drop-down menu. Again, I'll select Demo School and hit the Next button. Okay, here's where we select the details regarding our classroom observation. We're going to select the drop-down menu for subject. Say we observed a 4th grade math lesson. We would select 4th grade. In the event that this was a 4th, 5th grade math lesson, we could simply select on 4th and 5th grade. But I'll just say it's a 4th grade math lesson. And the date that I actually did the observation was on November 1st. I started at 9:30 and I ended at 10. The observer's name will pre-populate based on the schools, or based on the teachers assigned to your school. So I have just some demo accounts in here. We'll select Sally Smith. Well, actually, this is the observer's name, so this is where I would select my name as the observer. And here is where the list pre-populates with teachers. I'm going to select John Smith as my teacher who I observed. Observation rubric is a drop-down for you to select the appropriate rubric, and this is a math teacher, so I'm going to select the teacher rubric. And I'm going to say this was an announced observation. So I'll just quickly glance over all of the data that I entered and make sure it's accurate and hit Next. And the next screen pulls up my school name and the teacher who I did the observation on. And this is where I will enter my scores. And not all indicators have to be scored. So for this observation, I'm just going to select a few scores. And then I'll scroll down to the very bottom of the screen where you'll see I have open text fields to enter in my objectives for reinforcement and refinement. And one helpful feature with the code system is that you only have to select one indicator for the entire observation. So let's just say I'm just going to select one indicator for reinforcement and one for refinement. And I would type in my objectives here. I would scroll down and hit the Next button. And the next screen just gives you a snapshot of the observation that you entered. We're just going to glance over it and make sure that all of my scores look accurate. And my objectives for reinforcement and refinement are showing up. At the bottom of the screen, you have the option to hit the previous button to go back and edit, or you can click the edit link, which will take you to the previous page so that you can edit any of your scores. We also have the option to save. We would click save if, for instance, maybe we got interrupted and we just weren't quite ready to submit it. We would hit save in lieu of submit. And the big difference is once an observer submits an observation, that observation cannot be edited or deleted without the district administrator in the code system doing so. So once you hit submit, just make sure that your observation is final. If for some reason you needed to go back to your observation, you would hit save in lieu of submit. And you can also print this page for your records just to make sure that you have it in your appropriate files. I'm going to go ahead and submit this observation. And it's going to take me back to the main observation page. And you'll notice over here, again, these will only pre-populate based on your school. The status of the observation is either submitted or open, and that's the difference between clicking submit or save on your observation. You will only have the option to edit observations on your screen if the status is open. So you will not see the edit or delete button when your observation has been submitted like you're seeing here. And at a later date, when last year's data is imported, you'll have the ability to scroll down and select last year's